Oh, hello there. Welcome to another episode of the Video Game Choo Choo Podcast. I'm not your usual host. I'm Michael. I'm here like a lot, and then I'm also here with other people who are also not the usual host. It's hosted by committee. It's complete chaos, where it's Lord of the Flies. Except for that Simpsons episode where they find the pig that licks the moss, and then they all lick moss off of rocks, and then Mo saves them. I'm joined by Ryan.
Hey, Michael. Quick question. What the hell was that intro you just laid on us?
It was Lord of the Flies, but the Simpsons episode where they get trapped on the island, and then they find that pig that licks moss, and they all lick the moss off the rocks, and then Mo saves them.
Is a pig licking moss like a euphemism for something? It sounds kind of nasty, to be honest.
No, it's. Have you not seen that episode of The Simpsons?
I have. That's one of the many episodes of The Simpsons I have seen. See, I don't want to say I've seen a few episodes of The Simpsons because I've seen probably several seasons worth of episodes, but I've never sat down and watched a season of that show all the way through before, and it's been on my list for a long time because my roommate's a big fan, and I really liked the original Futurama. I watched that when I was in either middle school or high school, and I loved it. Sure. But The Simpsons, I always just see an episode here and there and never really sit down and go through it. But, it's been on my list.
That's the best way to watch it.
Yeah.
I've watched it. I've marathoned it before on the television. But it's, you watch one or two episodes and you laugh and chuckle and you go, that was nice. There's no real reason to watch it in order other than to avoid the later episodes.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So, yeah. The first 10 seasons are good. I think that's usually where the line starts to get a little wavery.
Yeah, the consensus I've heard is generally, if you like it, go through the first 10 and then kind of stop there, which, if I ever get around to it, that's the plan. So.
And that other voice you heard was not Ryan doing puppetry.
Nope.
That was Rose.
Whoops. Early
You're
reveal.
Fine.
Hi.
The secret has been let out of the bag.
Well, that ruins the last segment we had planned.
Yeah, we're gonna let you sit there in silence, and then we're gonna play a game. We're gonna pause for 15 seconds and say, "Guess who the mystery guest was?" We're gonna start doing this with all our guests. They should just sit there in silence and listen to us talk about The Simpsons.
Oh yeah,
it's a great idea, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, no one else was doing it, so first on the scene.
Yeah. Everyone else just invites guests and talk to them. We're gonna invite them and just make them sit there. Think about what they've done.
It's like the art installation where you come in and you just sit there in silence with the artist. It's kind of a conceptual new direction we're taking the podcast in.
It's like going into a diner and just sitting at a table of two other people and just listening to them and not saying a word. Yeah,
it sounds like a power play, to be honest.
That's actually the sequel to My Dinner with Andre. It's really good.
What's it called?
My Brunch with Andre. Yeah.
Glad they're keeping
the number 2 is in there somewhere. It's My Brunch 2 with Andre.
My Brunch 2 with Andre.
You're not supposed to pronounce the 2 though. That's the it's just snuck in there.
So that makes it seem like it's the sequel to a movie called My Brunch, except Andre just happens to be featured. He's like the guest star in his own film about a guest star, which is not a sequel to My Dinner with Andre, apparently.
Okay, then we'll have to make a prequel to My Dinner with Andre called My Brunch with Andre, and then my sequel will make perfect sense.
Fair enough.
Yeah. When's that getting remade? My Dinner with Andre.
When they find someone who can fill the shoes.
Yeah, that's true. When they can CGI both actors and don't have to pay anyone new.
Hollow Andre.
Ooh. Hollow Andre. All right. Hey everybody, how's it going? How you two doing?
Fine.
Yeah.
Just relaxing, hanging out.
It's May.
It is May. Speaking of May, I don't know. Rose, why don't you start us off? How you been? What have you been playing?
I've been all right. I don't remember the last time I was on the podcast. Let me think.
I don't either. I think it was when I was gone.
That sounds right.
Is that 2 weeks ago?
That sounds right, because we needed
Sure.
a seat to fill. So since then, let me think what I played Kirby Robobot. I'll start there first. That game's great. That's a good Kirby game. Not $40 good, but it's a good Kirby game.
Has that come down in price? Because I know Nintendo games never, ever, 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 ever do.
As far as I know, it hasn't. I got it from Gamefly because they had a free trial to do this past month. So I didn't know they had DS games, first of all, so that was cool. Because even back when there were like video rental places around me, they never let you take DS games.
Which is strange. Like, what's the difference between that and a disc?
Exactly.
Like, it's just smaller. You still have my credit card.
Yeah.
Oh, you could like sneak it out in your stomach or something, maybe.
Yeah, I'm assuming like they were probably just like afraid that like a kid would rent it and then like they lose it and then like the parents keep complaining like, oh, like how are we supposed to find it? It's so small. But yeah, Kirby Robobot is great because it's just a normal Kirby game, but Kirby has a mech and he rides around in it, and the mech also has copy abilities, and it's really good. It's kind of like, have either of you played any Kirby games?
I've played Canvas Curse and Air Ride, and that's it.
All right. Michael, have you played any?
I'm trying to think. No, I don't. I love Kirby, but I don't think I've played a single Kirby game more than a couple of minutes.
All right. Well, okay, this is going to be tough to explain to you two. But there's this game, there's this mini game in Kirby Superstar, because Kirby Superstar is like 8 mini games or something. And one of them is called Milky Way Wishes, and it's like a normal like campaign-based thing where you go around and you unlock the copy abilities gradually. And you go up to like into outer space and do stuff like that. It's kind of like that, but Kirby has the mech again. So it's like, I don't know. It's Kirby. Like, you inhale stuff, you turn into the stuff. There's like a circus ability in this one, where you just make balloon animals that explode. Then there's a Dr. Kirby. Dr. Kirby's weird.
Does Dr. Kirby shoot pills?
Dr. Kirby shoots pills and also, like, can do all of them Dr. Mario color ones, so...
Nice.
So Kirby ate Dr. Mario is what you're saying.
Also, on that note, there's an, like, Esper style, like, Kirby ability that's a psychic Kirby or whatever, where he has a Ness hat, and it says, like, Kirby looks a lot like some boy, don't you think? And it's like, ooh.
You know, if you didn't know what Ness was or who Ness was, that would be a weird statement to read.
I think even if you know who Ness is, it's kind of a weird statement.
True.
But yeah, it's a nice game. It's like something you play for like 5 hours, you're done, and then like, I don't know, like I 100%ed it in like 5 or 6 hours or so.
Jeez.
Nice.
Yeah, it unlocks like it has like 2 mini game modes. I think if you remember like the Nintendo Direct from last month, they talked about how they had 2 mini games they were making into full games.
Yeah.
Those 2 mini games are in that, but they are very much mini games. But there's also a way to play through the game again. This was in the Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland. They brought it back, Meta Nightmare, where you just play as Meta Knight. And that's kind of interesting because he plays completely differently. It's not just like, here's Kirby again, but he has wings or something like that. It's like Meta Knight has like a charge bar or whatever, and as you beat up enemies, it charges up and you can use different attacks and stuff like that. But I also, again, would like to reiterate, I do not think that game is worth $40. Because it's fun. I would give it, like, if I was reviewing it, I would give it a 5 probably. But, like, $40 is a lot to ask for 5 hours. Like,
yeah, that's when you said like I assumed that was a little bit longer of a game.
Yeah, no, like 100% in 5 to 6 hours, like all the way through. Like, I remember when I played Super Mario 3D Land, the fear there was like, oh, I finished the 8 worlds and now I'm done. But then there were the whole other 8 worlds, right? There isn't anything like that in this. It's just like replay it again as Meta Knight if you want. And
Weird.
that's something that Kirby has suffered from a lot over the years, is just Nintendo's refusal to have flexible pricing.
I feel like a lot of their smaller games have to suffer from that, because Mario's going to sell, Mario Kart's going to sell, Zelda's going to sell, but like, how do you move units of Wonderful 101?
Yeah.
And you just have to wait the year and a half, 2 years it takes Best Buy or Target to finally say, we need shelf space. And that never really happened with the Wii U. So like, I'd have to go check, but the Best Buy that was near me, or is near me, like, they still sell Wii U games full price.
They sure do. They sure do.
And I walk in there and I just look at it and I see like the amiibos are marked down and all these other things are marked down, and Disney Infinity's like, yeah, please, it's pennies. And then you look at the Wii U stuff, it's like, why is this still $60?
There has been a copy of Shrek Backyard or Back Swamp Bumble or whatever the heck it's called. I don't even know what it's called.
Sorry, no, hold on, stop right there.
Yeah?
Go back, excuse me?
A copy of Shrek Back Swamp. It's not actually called this. This is what I'm assuming it's called. It's like something...
What kind of game is this that you're discussing?
It's like a Shrek, like, Smash Brothers clone.
Are you talking about fucking Shrek Super Slam?
I don't know. This is a PC game.
Okay, alright.
So this is like a full 3D one. This has been on the shelf in my local Walmart for going on 10 years.
No, hold on.
Oh.
It's been full price.
You have to be talking about Shrek Super Slam. Come on. There are no other Shrek-based fighting games.
Isn't Shrek Oh, that's the fucking Game Boy Color one y'all played, isn't it?
No, that was Shrek Hassle in the Castle. Or wait, no.
Sorry.
No, okay, so here we go. Shrek Super Slam came out for PS2,
I'm gonna pull
Xbox,
this car over.
I'm looking it
GameCube,
up.
Nintendo
It
DS,
is that.
Microsoft Windows, and GBA. Shrek Super Slam actually has a minor fighting game community around it because
Emphasis on
of
minor.
course it does. Yeah.
All right, let's go back to the finding these terrible high-priced games in Walmarts, because the Walmart near me still has full-price Wii Music.
Ooh.
Multiple copies.
Well, yeah, of course there's multiple
Wii
copies. Like, no one's going to go out and be like, oh, yeah, hold on. There's 3. They've only got 3 copies. Hurry.
If that was just $10, I would buy it. But the fact that it's 60 and just sits there, it sits there now surrounded by Wii U games and now Switch games.
Oh my god.
Just staunchly sitting there. Like, I will be here when the world ends.
Yeah, that's how I felt about, because I think, like, the reason, like, I mean, for the Shrek Super Slam, you'd think, like, some dad or something would have seen it and just been like, oh, my kid loves Shrek, right? Just buy it. But the thing with this Shrek Super Slam is that it is in the most ratty-ass packaging you could ever imagine. Like, it was in, like, you know how PC games used to be in those cardboard boxes?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like one of those, but like it has like bite marks on it, and like the corners are missing, and
please,
like the front panel.
Please, the next time you go to this Walmart, take a picture for documentation, because I need to see this.
It is like haunting. It is haunting. I probably have an old picture somewhere of it, like last time I went. Like, it is, it has been there as long as I can remember.
The Walmart was built around that.
Yeah,
game.
exactly.
That game was there, pre-existed before the Walmart. Our ancestors came over and greeted the Native Americans, and sure enough, Shrek Super Slam was over there by the side.
One day it will mean a lot to you. Like, that's what, like, they said.
Yeah, it's like the monolith from Space Odyssey.
Exactly.
And they all just like stand around and touch it.
Ooh.
Oh, now I know the true meaning of Shrek. To build a Walmart. Actually, you know what? That if that game was the monolith from 2001 and we touched it, Walmart would be the idea that came out.
God.
Fair enough.
Not the ability to use tools or space travel. Just like, oh, Walmart.
Well, yeah, you gotta build a shrine to protect such ancient treasures, you know.
Yeah.
So it's great, upstanding ideals.
What else have you been playing? Let's please move away from Shrek as quickly as possible.
Okay, let me think. I played Horizon Zero Dawn, and that's all right. I think it's all right.
How far are you into it?
In the main story, I'm just at the point where I have to check something called Maker's End.
Okay, that's... I would say that's about when the story or the game kind of finally all clicked together for me.
Okay.
When it all felt like, oh, I have a better understanding and I feel a little more capable of what is happening around me and what I am able to do minute by minute, second by second. So,
All right, yeah, I've just been doing a lot of side quests along the way.
I would say do that one, do Maker's and Maker's Mark, I don't know. Do that one, and then that's something that's always troubles me when I play those like open world games that have here is your story quests that sometimes branch off and then come back together, and then here are your side quests. It's at what pace do I do either? And so I'll usually do like one story quest and then do a bunch of side quests until I get bored and then go back to the story quest.
That's exactly what I do, yeah.
Yeah, with that one I would say, you can do a side quest here and there, but the story kind of pulls you along the map a bit. And I'd say let it do that, and then Maker's End, and maybe like, I can't remember what comes after it, but Maker's End and maybe one more is when it finally feels like, even though you can just start going around the world willy-nilly, once you have completed those two, you kind of feel like you have I felt like I had a better kind of just understanding of what I was doing, both in terms of story, but also in terms of how I was playing the game. Because the missions do a very good job of like structuring like exploration, but also structuring and giving you kind of little winks and nods of this is how you kill these robot dinos. So hopefully you like it, because I know a lot of people when they start that game are very weak to it.
Yeah, I've been very weak to it. I wouldn't say very weak to it, because I like the environmental design a lot. And I really like the design of the robots. I've just been having trouble with the combat. It's been a little clunky for me, but actually my main problem... Oh yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Okay, I was just going to say, my main problem is I really like the stories of the side quests, actually. I've found that, like, it's never just so simple as, like, oh, go kill, like, 2 alligators or something, right? And then bring me it back.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, go find my friend who was over there or something. And then you talk to the friend and figure out what's going on with them and stuff like that. And I want to see all the stories. But the rewards have been really, really poor. Just in terms of, like, since they do the loot box thing, right? Where you get when you finish the mission, you get the generous reward box. And every time I've opened it, it's just been garbage. Like, every time. And it's really thrown me off, especially because a lot of the conversations at the end of a quest will be something like, hey, I'm going to pay you extra for this, or something. Like, I'm going to double your pay. And then you open up the box and there's like 4 herbs in it, and you go, like, what? What was the pay?
Yeah, the side quests are... I'd say those are best to do because of the characters that are in them.
Yeah.
And a lot of the characters, even some of the ones you meet on the main quest, have really, really, really good side quests. And the characters have arcs, and they're multifaceted. So, like, a character you meet in the main quest seems like a real asshole, but when you complete and go through his side quest, you learn a lot more about him, and he changes a lot. I don't know if it redeems him, because he's still a little bit of an asshole, but it provides a lot more context to that person. And a lot of those little side quests add little context to the people you will meet. And sometimes you only meet them like 3 times throughout the game, but it makes that world a little richer. And they do a lot better of a job in those side quests that they do in a lot of the main quests. So If you like the writing, I'd say that's the reward for the side quests.
Yeah, I've been playing on very hard, I think.
Is that the hardest or one below it?
Whatever the hardest one is, I think that's what it's called. And
Sure.
I don't know if that's coloring my rewards or anything, but
I don't know if that changes what you get. I know when I reviewed it, I played it on the default normal settings, and when Scott was about to play it, I told him to just bump it up one.
Yeah.
Because it's not like seriously easy, but as soon as you outlevel anything, it's just easy. It's just by the end of the game, I could kill pretty much any of the dinosaur robots, as long as I had the right ammo. It was fine.
Yeah.
I could handily kill any of those robots. So maybe very hard is coloring some of your drops.
I think
I don't remember if that changes it or not.
I'm just wondering if it is or not, because like my main problem has been like doing the quests and stuff, and like a lot of them need like, oh well, I'm fighting this type of robot, so I need to use this type of ammunition or something, or like I need to use the ice bombs here or whatever so that I can get them, so I'll have to use a lot of ice here or whatever, or I have to craft this type of arrow, and it's just like I use a lot of the metal shards, right, because that's the currency / crafting material, main one of the game, to use to make all the arrows, and like I'll use like 30 to make like a batch of arrows to do the side quest mission, and then the reward will be like, here's 6.
Okay, yeah, I would constantly run out of stuff when I was making arrows, but I don't remember spending that much and getting so little.
Yeah, that was like,
so you should look that up.
Yeah, I'm going to, because like I've just sort of been like, well, like what's the point in putting in all this effort if like I'm gonna just like, you're like, oh, here's 6 of your arrows back. Like I don't. So yeah, I'm gonna keep going at it because I have this GameFly subscription for another month.
Yay!
And then I'll see how I feel about it. But the first thing that I will say about that game is it immediately made me go, oh, Zelda's traversal stuff is actually really important, because I keep trying to run into these walls and nothing is happening. And I keep trying to like jump over these rocks and my character's just bouncing off. And I'm like, oh, right. This is what open world games are like that aren't Zelda.
Yeah, it's probably hurts Horizon a little that Zelda came out so soon afterwards.
Yeah, like it's perfectly like fine, like because that's what every other open world game is like. It's just like having now played like that open world game and then going to this one, it's like, oh.
Yeah. You play anything else?
I think that's about it. I started playing WoW again because I had a free sub or something. So I was like,
that's a nice new game.
That's a nice new game, and it's really good. It's fine. I don't know. I'm playing. The more I realize, like I was telling Ryan about this yesterday. The leveling that they've done, they reworked how the leveling works for all the classes, because originally, like they had it, you level up the abilities at your class trainer or something. That's how the original WoW worked, is like, oh, I have let's say Holy Hammer or something, and then I hit level 30, so now I can buy Holy Hammer 2, right? Like now it does more damage or something, has a bonus effect. So they removed all that in Cataclysm, and then you were just left with all of the abilities have all of their like bonuses immediately, and that was kind of rough because it like made a lot of early leveling stuff unbalanced. So then they were like, all right, we're reworking this again, and you'll just get like the trait automatically when you level up, to give it that special feature. But they did it in a really bad way. So like an example I'd give is Druid, the class Druid, doesn't get a damaging move until level 14. So
that sounds great.
Yeah, so you're just hitting things with your staff, your wooden staff, for 14 levels until you can like start hitting people with like actual attacks, and that's really fun. It's definitely catering for new players.
Yeah, that's wonderful. For so like, oh, I'm gonna choose a druid, and now hit thing with a stick for 20 hours.
And it's a real shame because I've actually liked what they did when Legion came out is if you get a free level 100 boost or whatever, basically a free level 100 character when you start Legion. And the way they handled that is you basically start in this isolated like tutorial island and they teach you how to play that class at level 100. So you get to like really get a good feel of how it works. So then like you can even do that for any class in the game. So you don't even have to have the boost. You can just do this trial to see what every class feels like. And I think it's really odd that they would present that option for like high level play, but then like these low level players who are just starting out and probably don't even know that option exists. They are here like, this class might get better, but here I am for 14 levels hitting like cougars with a stick like over and over again. And like it's so disproportionate too, because then you have classes like Warlock has like demons and stuff they can summon immediately. Like they get like a little tank buddy immediately. They can shoot like all these shadow balls and fireballs out of them and stuff like that. But then druids just still hitting things with a stick, and it's like, where did you go wrong here? Like, how did this happen?
Listen, the stick is very important. It's crucial to my character. It is a part of their lore, and without it, it's really like, why even play at all?
That's like the craziest thing to me too about the druid thing, is because like after that level your druids turn into animals, so you're literally never using that stick ever again because you're going to be turning into animals. So it's like, why like teach players like this is how your class is gonna be?
Because designing MMOs is hard.
Yeah.
Rose, do you play as a druid in World of Warcraft?
I don't actually. That's why. See, this is how I know, is because I tried to do it.
Gotcha. No, I was just gonna say that this sounds like a very personal thing for you, the way you're talking about this, as if you've had some experience with it.
No, well, I did have an experience because I tried to level it. Like, I tried to level Druid up because I was like, oh, you can turn into all the animals. That's cool. And then it's like, oh, or like, do I want to turn into all the animals after hitting things with a stick for like 10 hours? Probably not.
No.
I can just be a demon hunter instead.
Sounds
start at level 100.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we need to move on.
Yeah.
We gotta keep it going.
I got it all out. That was all my games.
I said it.
Let's move on to John. Had a little write-up, little write-in. He's gone, but he's not forgotten. So I'm gonna read his little thing, not verbatim because there's a lot here, and then we'll move on to Ryan.
Sure.
John traded in some games. He got Persona 5. He is loving the flow, the music, and the atmosphere, but he's really hating how hard it is to connect with people without raising your social stats. In past games, sure, you had to raise your brains to hang with Naoto, for example, but the second human character who joins your team is blocked by a charm check. That's kinda nuts. He's also been playing a PS Vita game called The Caligula Effect, which is published by Atlas and from the people who made the Sword Art Online games. So that's a good mark. He pretty much does not like it. He doesn't like the writing, the mechanics, or the art design. You play as a high schooler trapped with his classmates in a virtual world created by an AI musician. This just sounds like Sword Art Online.
What are you talking?
I don't know much about it, but this is Sword Art Online.
I like how you say AI like musician, and you immediately go, "Oh, Sword Art Online." Like,
well, no, the high school is trapped in a virtual world.
That's
like
not Sword Art Online.
They're aren't they in a video game?
Yeah, but it's only he's the high schooler. Everyone else is like an adult.
Oh well.
And of course the anime babes aren't. The anime babes aren't. They're all like you know how this goes.
12.
8. Of course, yeah.
Let's see. A few others are also aware of the situation, and you team up with them to try to save your classmates. You can then fight the Digiheads, enemies of the world, with newfound abilities you unlock from traumatic experiences. That's in quotes. I don't know what that means, but there you go. He does actually like the combat, Instead of taking standard turns, you assign your attack, dodge, or buff to a segment of a timeline and try to sync things up to cancel your opponent's moves and deal more damage. It takes a bit to learn, and it breaks a lot, but it has potential. If you want to expand your party, you need to interact with the classmates and bring them out of their shells. This is the worst part of the game. Instead of building interesting storylines for a few characters, you have access to over 500, which leads you to walking up to them, mashing through the same dialogue over and over, and waiting for a little bar over their head to fill so that you can form a side quest for them. It fucking sucks shit. These are direct quotes. There's nothing interesting about it. Talking them over your phone's IM app. That stands for instant message, kids. They don't know. They just text or something. I don't know what kids do.
Same thing.
It uses the same 3 replies over and over. It's like bashing your head into a wall. It's a prevailing chunk of the game, and I despise it. He also didn't like the Prey 2 or the Prey 2 demo, which I guess is just called Prey. It's not actually called Prey 2.
Yeah.
It's Prey 2 to me, damn it. So let's move on. That was John's little voice from beyond the podcast.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why he's a ghost, but he's a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, hey, how's it going?
I'm good, Michael.
That's good.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
What have you been up to?
Not a whole lot, really. And by not a whole lot, I mean a lot, actually. Just not a whole lot I want to waste time talking about in the podcast.
Sure.
On the day of recording this, it was officially my last day of class at a college level, so I have not graduated yet, but I am extremely close, and it's weird, you know? It's really bizarre. It doesn't feel like I've been here for 4 years. It doesn't feel like I've been writing for the site for 2 years either, but hey, time flies, I guess. I've been doing a lot of schoolwork. I've been doing a lot of projects, writing essays, editing together video, that sort of thing. So I haven't had a whole lot of time to get into games, but the one thing I did do this last week that I'm kind of sad John's not on to talk to me about this, but I finished rewatching Neon Genesis Evangelion for the second time. Yeah. Was it a good-o or a bad-o, or what kind of O was
it was
that?
an O. You know, hey, like, share your feelings.
I love that series. I'm not a huge fan of the rebuild movies, but watching, because the first time I watched that show was my freshman year of college, so about 3 or 4 years ago at this point. And at the time, I was watching it and I was like, yeah, this is a good show. Like, I kind of get the hype behind it and that sort of thing. But watching it this time and watching it with someone who had never seen it before, I kind of realized how compelling that show really is. I think the first couple episodes where they introduce Asuka, which is like 8, 9, 10, and maybe 11, those are the weakest episodes of that entire series because they really fall into kind of disappointingly standard anime tropes, like the whole anime hot springs kind of thing. And part of it, and I don't want to get on the whole tear about this series, like, part of it is like Shinji's like a teenager and he's like, dealing with like his emotions and stuff like that. But even then, it's like, come on, we didn't need the fucking like boner jokes. Like, we get it. It's fucking anime hot springs. But aside from that little interlude, that show's really just accelerates places really quickly. Once it picks up around about the 13th episode, it just keeps going and going and going. And by the time we watched End of Evangelion, I was honestly pretty teary-eyed because I love that movie. I think that even divorced from the series, that End of Evangelion is like a fantastic animated movie. I think it's brilliantly constructed. I think the animation's fantastic. I think the storyline is really engaging, even though I've seen it like about 3 or 4 times at this point, so I kind of like know what's going on. And the impenetrability of stuff in that series aside, I think it's still fantastic. Watching it again, I got to the end and it's like that one more final I need you scene, and I'm like, oh man, like here it is. But it's a good series. I really enjoyed it watching it the second time, and I think I appreciated it a bit more than I did the first time I watched it.
Nice.
A funny story about End of Evangelion. You said divorced from the main series, you think it's good. I had only ever seen End of Evangelion for the longest time because,
Really?
so as a kid, unconventionally, just because of garage sales and stuff around, I had seen a lot of anime 90s VHSs and stuff like that. So I saw Ghost in the Shell when I was like 4.
Oh my god.
What? First of all, what are these garage sales that just have anime?
They sound like a fucking good garage sales. Jeez.
They were just around. This is because we had so many video stores around here when I was a kid. Like there was Blockbuster, there was like 2 other chains just around the area. So like people would buy it and then they'd be like, "Oh, never mind, garage sale." Like Motoko Kusanagi. But yeah, I had only seen End of Evangelion for the longest time because I was just like, oh, like, look, this is pretty cover art. I liked it, even though it has questionable scenes for me to have seen. I liked it for the longest time, and I hadn't actually watched Evangelion proper until 2012, I think. Yeah. But I just knew End of Evangelion. So it was a different approach for me watching the series, but I did still appreciate it, and I felt the same way that you did about the like middle part being like a little weird.
Yeah, absolutely. I will go on this podcast saying this opinion, and it will stand in the annals of time because I have no shame about it, but the end of Evangelion, the one more final I need you, that is like has to be top 5 all-time favorite endings for like any piece of media ever for me. Like, God, I love that last sequence so much. I think about it literally almost every day of my life, and we can have a discussion about this later, Rose, and how it relates to like a video game that both of us have played fairly recently. But oof, that I mean, I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yep.
But that ending, I was watching it, I was fucking like a white knuckle. I'm like, this cannot be happening. But anyway, spoilers
video games.
Yeah, spoilers for an unnamed video game aside.
Mystery.
Yeah, pretty much. I will go ahead and transition into the games that I have actually been playing this week, which, thanks to my busy schedule, haven't really been too different than what I talked about the week before, so I probably won't spend too much time on this.
Happens.
Yeah, I know, but I just have so much stuff to play through right now, you know? Like, I still have to get through Nier, I still have to get through Persona 5, like I started Danganronpa 2, there's just all this stuff, but
sometimes you just have to like I have that list growing, but sometimes you just gotta pick stuff. Pick stuff that you feel like playing, otherwise you'll hate video games, because you'll just be like, I am playing through this because I feel like I have to. Like, no. I want to play through this. So some things you just have to let go.
Yeah, once I come out the other end of this final Hell Week I have until next Friday, then I think I'm going to go ahead and knock out Danganronpa 2, then pick up a little bit of Persona 5, then once I get tired of getting through that, I'll hop back into Nier and do as much of that as I can. But in my very small amount of spare time I've had over the last week, I have played 2 games that Rose and I actually had somewhat of a conversation about yesterday. We had a pretty lengthy discussion about MMOs and Blizzard properties, which is why I've been playing the original StarCraft more. I think I may have discussed it a little bit when I was on last week. I can't particularly remember.
You mentioned it, and you mentioned how much you were enjoying it. I remember that.
Yeah. I am just about done with the first campaign in the original. I haven't even touched Brood War yet or anything, but I'm on, I think, the last level of the Terran campaign, and that game is still fantastic. There's this really intricate map, or not intricate, I should say, but very involved map. I think it's like the 8th one in the Terran campaign that it took me like 2 hours to clear it. I don't think I realized how long some of those maps would drag on for. I kind of assumed they'd all be ones that you could beat in like half an hour or so.
No.
Yeah, exactly. That game really opens up as you get further into the campaigns, which I frankly did not expect, but I am not complaining about, because as frustrating as that game can be for me sometimes, like, I love strategy games, but I'm not always the best at them. Like, even as frustrating as that game can be for me at times, I love playing it. I love being immersed in that world where the future spacemen are all like, the South will rise again, like Confederacy Hicks for some weird reason, like...
They're space truckers.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's so bizarre, and then there's, like, the Zerg, which are basically, you know, the alien, the xenomorphs, kind of, but not really, and then there's the Protoss, which I don't really know jack shit about, because I haven't even touched on them in the campaign yet, but,
You'll like the Protoss.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Neat. Like I said last week, I'd recommend that game to anybody who somehow hasn't played it yet and likes strategy games. I mean, that and Brood War are free on like the Blizzard website, so you really don't have anything to lose just by trying it out. I think if I continue to enjoy this game as much as I have once I get through it all, I'll probably end up picking up StarCraft 2 and all the expansions, because I'm really into this, and like I said, I'm really into the world and that kind of stuff too. I like all the units and the aesthetic and stuff like that.
You had never played 2?
I've never played. So my exposure to Blizzard properties goes as such. When I was younger, I think my aunt and a few other people I knew played like World of Warcraft, and so I was kind of tangentially aware of it in a way, but I did not sit down and play a single Blizzard game until the Overwatch demo came out last year.
Jesus Christ, how did you avoid it?
A lot of people are like that. I know a lot of people who are exactly the same.
Yeah, and you know, for me it wasn't even like intentionally avoiding it. Like, I never wanted to get into WoW because, you know, I didn't want to pay money for it. Like, I never got into StarCraft just because I didn't know jack about it. Same thing with Diablo. I mean, I just wasn't, you know, involved in that whole business. And so when the...
Sure. I mean, I never, like, went out of my way to play any of that stuff, except for maybe a little bit of WoW.
Sure.
But, like, I always knew somebody who was really into Diablo. I knew way too many people who were really into WoW.
Yeah.
Like, I always knew someone somewhere who was like, yeah, I'm really into StarCraft. I play it every day. It's like, all right, crazy person, I'm going to go play all these other video games that exist.
Yeah.
So to completely, like, avoided it is just surreal to me.
Well, yeah, I mean, I knew people who played WoW and all that kind of stuff, but
yeah.
I only had the faintest inkling of what StarCraft was. Like, I knew people played it as, like, an esport in South Korea. I knew about the Zerg. I knew it was a strategy game, and, you know, that was pretty much it. But where I was going with this story is, you know, I picked up Overwatch last year, and I got really into Overwatch, and then this whole Heroes of the Storm thing happened, and, you know, I've been playing that again this week, but because of Heroes of the Storm, and because I liked the StarCraft characters in that game, I kind of said to myself, you know what, I should finally try and sit down and play StarCraft, since it's, you know, free, and I sat down, and unsurprisingly, I've really been enjoying it, but, aside... Do you have like a history, or have you played a lot of other like RTSs that are StarCraft like? Not really. No. So
you should try some of the other ones. There are a ton of them out there.
Yeah, name a few for me.
Fuck.
Age of Empires? Question mark.
Yeah,
that's an RTS, right? Everyone likes that.
That's one of my favorites for sure.
I think I have one of the Total War games in my Steam library, like the Roman something, or
those are different. Those are like, so you're getting into like minutia of like strategy games. Those I think are considered grand strategy.
Okay, sure.
Like StarCraft are just straight up RTSs. You build the base.
Yeah. You
have like technology, but it all happens over a single match.
Yeah.
Age of Empires is a really good example.
Isn't
I think
Stronghold, isn't that an RTS, the castle one, or am I thinking of something else? Because
that's an RTS. It's a little different.
Yeah.
Because I guess that's actually that's pretty on there.
Yeah, I played it. I played that a bit when I was younger, but that's pretty much it. Honestly, I think.
God, I'm trying to think of one that has like Soviet stuff.
Red Faction or Red Dawn or
no
Command and Conquer.
There's also, it's Command and Conquer. I mean, that's an entire. I forget how many games there are and spin-offs of that. There are a ton of those that are those are very StarCraft-like, other than the different kind of art and setting. The original Warcraft 3, is like the best RTS ever. Company of Heroes, I really like that one. Some of those Warhammer games, there's a bunch of others.
Yeah,
Command and Conquer was the one I was thinking of. You would like those.
I probably would.
If you like StarCraft, and if you like the campaign, like StarCraft, especially StarCraft 2 is like peak best RTS campaign that you may ever play.
Sure.
But there are still plenty of ones that have elements of that and are still a lot of fun to get into.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that Warcraft was like an RTS before it was an MMO, and I've heard there's something else you named that I've heard a lot about. Oh yeah, the Warhammer games. I've heard about those too, and I've always had kind of a tangential interest in the Warhammer franchise, I guess. There was a time when I almost got into like 40K, but those miniatures are so damn expensive. Like, my God.
So I think I have this lineage correct. Warcraft, when it was originally made, was a non-suable version of Warhammer. Which is, of course, a non-suable version of Lord of the Rings.
Yes.
Because there's a lot of, like, there are orcs, there are elves, and they have a lot of very similar. Yeah, they have a lot of connections, which is even more hilarious when you think about how Dota was a mod for Warcraft 3.
Oh my God!
And Blizzard doesn't make Dota 2, so they have slowly but surely had to go through all the Dota 2 assets and change them and change their names and change all their looks because they were so close to the original Dota, which was a mod of a Blizzard game, that they could have been sued.
That's nuts. I don't even know like what to say.
They had to change the Skeleton King to the Wraith King.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
because Skeleton King's an action.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the original Dota units, like the Dota mod, they just made up names because they were just units. Like, they weren't actual like hero characters. There were heroes in Warcraft 3.
Yeah.
But they were just like little peons. And so they would get this peon and he would be a hero in Dota, and they would either give him or her or them a name, or they would just like have nicknames for it.
Mm-hmm.
So in Dota 2, sometimes you'll still hear people call heroes by those old nicknames, even though the name has changed several times.
Yeah, I gotcha.
And it gets even weirder because League of Legends is just copying Dota 2.
Yeah, I have. I don't want to mix this up, but I think it's the original Dota that has just Kamari from Final Fantasy X, his model, as a character, and they just call him something else, and that's the funniest thing in the world to me.
That's like, pretty good. It's just actually
him. Man.
Yeah.
Dota has like MMO, like all this shit has this fucking weird ass lineage.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Anyways, what else have you been playing?
Not much else. I mentioned Heroes of the Storm a couple minutes ago, and I've still been playing that with the Chooch Discord, and I'm honestly still really enjoying it.
It's fun. They changed the modes up enough so that you're not playing the same map.
Yeah,
and each mode is a different strategy, which doesn't necessarily give you an advantage or disadvantage, but at least you're not playing the exact same game on the exact same map.
Yeah.
Every single fucking time.
Yeah.
At least it's more fun.
Yeah, absolutely. The one thing the one thing about this is that I actually do see myself like playing this after this whole promotion ends, as long as I have people who will willingly play it with me. And the one thing that annoys me about it right now is that since there are new players to the game, like me, they basically have the same 5 maps on rotation instead of like the full 15 or however many that game has, which makes sense because I guess you want to kind of ease people into it. But I guess if I want to see the rest of those maps, I'm gonna have to keep playing Heroes of the Storm. So
I thought someone in our Discord was saying that it's always like that they just shuffle through them every now and again.
I don't know. I seem to remember reading
knows?
something on a forum or on the Blizzard site that said during the initial Heroes or Nexus 2.0 promotion, they were going to pare it down to like the 5 maps, and then after a couple weeks, I think once the Nexus ends, they are going to reintroduce more of them, and then a couple weeks after that, they're going to like put the whole rotation back in. But they could like shuffle in between them, but even then, if they do that, they need to hurry up and do it soon because I'm getting pretty tired of the same 5 maps. As much as I like the Braxis Holdout map, which is the one of the StarCraft maps, I think that map is like fantastic, which I never thought I'd say about a MOBA, but that map is great, and I love playing it. But I need to see something else. I can only play the payload Hanamura so many times before I get kind of tired of it.
Yeah.
But
anything else? Any other games?
Nope, that's pretty much it. I do have one minor piece of trivia I'd like to impart before I swing it on back to you, Michael.
Quickly, please.
Okay, Rose, that game you were talking about earlier is called Shrek Fairy Tale Freakdown, and if you go to the Fairy Tale Freakdown page on Wiki Shrek, the only information that is on there is the Wikipedia synopsis for the Santa Claus 3: The Escape Clause.
What?
And
I shouldn't
that's
have let
it.
you. I should kick you off the podcast right now.
There's a picture. There's a picture of the start screen and a synopsis of the Santa Claus 3, and that's it.
That's the one with Martin Short in it, isn't it?
I have no idea.
Yes, it's the one with Jack Frost.
Sure,
Yeah, it's Martin Short. Yeah. Well, thanks. What a great lead into the things I've been doing.
Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm here for.
Moving on from the abomination that is Shrek. I haven't really been doing much. I got a lot kind of coming up, so I may disappear from the podcast for a week or two here and there, but, things happen.
Yeah.
I did watch and then immediately started reading American Gods.
Oh, yeah.
The Starz show based on Neil Gaiman's book. I watched that first episode, and it's a modern television show. I don't know how many episodes are out. I think it's just the one. Have either one of you read the book?
I read about half the book, but I never finished it.
Okay. And Rose, you said no?
Nope.
Okay. I've heard about it before, but I'd never read it. I watched that episode. It's highly produced, highly stylized. It's kind of what you would expect to see on an HBO or a Starz or maybe even like an AMC or an FX. I thought it was really well acted. I forget the names of any of the actors because I'm terrible with names, but I recognize a few of them. They did a really good job. And then I started reading the book because as soon as I was done with that episode, maybe it's just because I'm so used to binge watching shows, which I don't do too often, but who knows why. I watched it and I was like, I want to watch the next one, and I don't want to wait. So I just went and found the book and started reading it. I'm quite a bit further now, and I can say that the show adapts the book, not verbatim, but really well.
That's good.
And takes direct lines from it, and also kind of adds its own style and its own perspective and pares it down pretty well. Some people don't like that. Some people love that. I think fans are weird about that stuff. So
yeah.
But I hope to finish it. I don't know. The book's grabbing me, but I wouldn't say it's terrific yet.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of a Stephen King novel because of how supernatural it is, but also based a little like it still feels like grungy and real, like it's based in reality, which is totally what that book is about. Is being like that's how Neil Gaiman writes, is he bases everything in reality, and then adds his own layer of whatever. But it's neat, and if you like weird shows about weird things, that's one. Mm-hmm. There's my review.
Nice.
Speaking of, I was going to move into video games, but since we're talking about book adaptations, does anyone see that Dark Tower trailer?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, Rose.
I have not yet. I know Idris Elba's in it, though, and that's in making me consider giving it a chance.
You should watch that trailer.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I love the Dark Tower books, even though I still haven't finished the 7th book.
Really? Dude, my God.
We could talk about the books a very long time, and we don't need to do that here. But I got burnt out on them. Boy, that movie doesn't look good.
Yeah, I kind of talked about this on Twitter, and I won't spend too much time, but it's really disappointing to me and I don't like judging movies by their trailers entirely, but they've kind of taken Stephen King's like weirdest and most imaginative like world that he's created and just kind of reduced it to its most rote and generic elements of like a fantasy action film, which, isn't surprising, but I'm hoping I'll be proven wrong when I go to see it. I love Idris Elba and I love Matthew McConaughey, and I'm fine with that they seem to be taking stuff from multiple books to kind of construct this film because I sort of expected them to do that. Yeah. But there is nothing in that trailer that differentiates that movie, or at least differentiates that trailer, I should say, from generic fantasy action Lord of the Rings wannabe franchise kind of movie number.
Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Yeah, exactly. Sorcerer's Apprentice. Mm-hmm. Like movie number 5,387 fantasy action barcode, basically. So
yeah, I really hope that that's the trailer and not the movie, because like I watched that trailer and it felt like a single movie. It didn't feel like 2 or 3. Which, there's enough books to make 3 films.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Easily. Like, they made The Hobbit into 3 films. They can make 7 books into 3 films.
They sure did. God, I forgot that it was 3.
Yeah. So, yeah, it just feels hollow. Some of the acting that they choose to, like, show off is bad. The kid seems really good, like, which is automatically is, like, a plus in my book. Like, oh, the kid's bearable.
Sure.
Cool, neat. And Idris Elba seems fine. Matthew McConaughey's like 2 lines seem real. I guess hollow is the best word. They just seem empty. Like they seem like he was running, like first reading his lines and then pretending to act. They don't seem like this was the final cut of the film.
Yeah.
So who knows? Like trailers often even have stuff in them that don't make it to the final film. So maybe this is just they found the cheapest trailer house they could and said, here you go, we're going to focus everything on marketing material. But that is not a very good first step towards seeing it in theaters. But I really hope, because that's reading those books as a kid and growing up were wonderful. So
those books are great. Seeing
it, and there's been rumors forever that it would be either a miniseries with Ron Howard directing or this movie. So I hope it does. I hope it's good.
Yeah.
Because, boy, that would suck if it wasn't.
Yeah.
We can run through the games I've been playing real quick. I haven't been playing too much new. I've been playing more Battlefront. I didn't realize this because I don't really ever care about May the 4th, other than like avoiding the really lame marketing and watching Star Wars because it'll be on TV somewhere. But Battlefront had a double experience something, so I ended up playing Battlefront, like leveling up 5 or 6 levels accidentally.
Sure.
That game's still fun. Like I'm still just having fun with that game. It's not terrific, but I shoot stormtroopers with a laser gun. That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's neat.
Some tabletop simulator. We've all been kind of playing that. That game is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Train Valley was a little game I picked up. It is a puzzle game where it's a top-down view. It's got real cartoony, like kind of art style, and there will be 2 stations, and you have to connect these 2 stations. And every now and again, one of these stations will pop up and give you a color. So like one station might be blue, one station might be red. The blue station will pop up and will have a red train. You click on it, and it automatically sends the the train on the tracks and just follows the path, and you have to guide it to the red station. And then it starts adding more stations. And then you'll have like a train going from red to blue, and then a train going from yellow to blue. And they at some point have to share the same track, so you have to time it out correctly. And then eventually you have 6 stations, and you have to make sure all the switches are set the right way so that the gray train goes to gray, and the green train that follows it right behind it goes the opposite way towards the green station. So it's a lot of real quick micromanagement, a lot of like economic management, because you do have like money you can't just spend willy-nilly. It's a nice little game just playing when listening to a podcast or watching something on YouTube.
Sure.
It's really neat. Like I bought it on a whim. I had some Steam money just sitting around. I was like, this looks neat. It was on sale. So I was like, okay, I can return it if I hate it. And I'm really enjoying it. So I'm glad I bought the DLC with it.
Nice.
And the only other game I've been playing is Scanner Sombre. It's that game I mentioned last week. It's a game from the Prison Architect folks who also make Darwinia. I don't think I'm going to play that game anymore.
Really?
I really wanted to finish it. I really wanted to review it. I don't think I want to spend my time that way. I'd rather go write about something else and put it on the site than write that review. It is one note, and it keeps playing that note. And sometimes it sounds different sometimes, but it's still that one note. I'll give a quick rundown if you didn't listen last week. It's an exploration game. You have like this little, calling it a gun is a bad idea, but it's like a gun. You hold it up like a gun, first person, and it shoots out a blast. But this blast is like 1,000 points of like lasers. Wherever it hits inside this cave, it will put a dot, and that dot is a different color depending on how far away or close you are to something. The farther away it is, the bluer it is, the closer you are, the redder it is. And it's actually very striking. If you just look it up, it is a very striking look to it. And exploring kind of with that weird visual to it is strange. Sometimes it's annoying because you won't see the incredibly deep gap that's right in front of you. Sometimes the path ahead isn't obvious because you haven't scanned it correctly. It does make me think about perspective and sight very differently, but it's just so. I don't even know how to describe it. It's not plain because it is very striking and very beautiful.
Yeah.
I guess it's not even boring. It just is what it is, and what it is isn't interesting. The story is told through text that pops up on the right side of the screen and kind of goes away really quickly. So sometimes I'm really focused on making sure that the thing that's in front of me is there. So I'm trying to scan it while inching closer to an edge, and then something pops up and I barely read it.
Yeah.
Which is the story is pretty, I don't know how crucial because I haven't finished it, but it's somewhat crucial to the game. It gives you atmosphere.
Yeah.
You find one of the first things you find is like a cult, like the remnants of a cult. And that's really interesting. But if you didn't have that text, the only thing that could tell it was the environment. And the environment does an okay job of telling that story, but you're missing, you might miss the hooks hanging down, or you might not even be able to tell they're hooks.
Yeah.
Because they're just made up of dots. So it's a little disappointing. I love that developer. I think Darwinia is an amazing looking game. I love Prison Architect.
Oh yeah.
Deeply, and so I think this game's neat, but I can't recommend it to anybody. I'm sure someone could play it and explore and just kind of relax with it, but I couldn't. Some of the things online said it was only 2 hours, so that probably means closer to 3 or 4. Because I find whenever someone says it's only a 3-hour game, it tends up being 5 or 6 because they're crazy people.
Yeah.
If it is actually that short, some of the things I've seen in it that are just kind of blah, I can't really recommend it. Which sucks.
Yeah.
I wanted to like that game.
Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Let's move on to news.
Okay.
Rose.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Good, I'm doing all right. Your avatar on Skype is like a little anime person, and it looks like they're peeking over the little square to look at me.
Yeah.
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 What news story did you pick out?
So, actually, this is like an extension of... I think we probably talked about this on the show when it was happening, but obviously we know about the big hoopla with YouTube and PewDiePie after the whole big PewDiePie event.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, that was fun. Well, there was the big demonetization boom after that. I don't know if I should call it a boom. That seems like it's successful in a sense, but...
It was advertisers treating YouTube like they treat everything else.
Yep.
to an extent, yeah. No, I'm with you.
I only see one side of the story half the time, and it's YouTubers going like, "Look what they're doing."
Absolutely,
it's like,
yeah.
That's advertising, my guy.
Yeah.
Go away.
So, what happened earlier this month? Earlier in March, I guess. Actually, wow. YouTube responded to like big investors like Coke and what's the other one? You know, Coke. Let's say
Just Coke, whatever.
a bunch of stuff like
Mr.
that.
Pibb.
Like the big ones.
Mr. Pibb strolled in.
Yeah,
with his
Mr. Pibb was
dirty-
like, oh.
dirty white shirt, and holes in it, and mustard on it. He's like, take my advertising off anything to do with malt liquor.
Ugh.
And go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's fine. Mr. Pibb is dirty, but he's not that dirty.
All right, fine. He's like, I want all my advertising on Yu-Gi-Oh opening.
But so YouTube responded, obviously, because they don't want to lose money by saying they came up with new policies. That was the big restriction stuff that we started seeing last time, which, as with most YouTube systems, is not really good at analyzing what is and what isn't bad content.
Yeah, it's catching the wrong things.
Yeah, like there was a lot of posts about how like a lot of LGBT content was being covered just simply because it talked about sexuality. Rather than just, whatever. So the most recent thing that's a big problem is that any YouTuber at all, be it like a Let's Player, be it actual news source, etc., they are not making any money off of talking about Call of Duty World War II because it's called Call of Duty World War II.
Which word specifically? Is it World War II?
I'm going to bet it's World War II.
That's strange.
Yeah, so they act... a lot of these popular YouTubers... here's the one, Chaos X Silencer. He ran oh, he didn't run a test. So that's one of them. So he said that, like, he doesn't know what he's going to do. But Prestige is Key said he did a test to see... like, to make sure that it was just it being called Call of Duty World War II. So he had a video called My Milk Expired. And then a video called New Dash Movement Mechanic in Call of Duty World War II. And the Milk video, which had less views, it had a third of the views, made $50. But the Call of Duty video, which had, like, again, more than triple the views. Only made 10. And there are people posting a lot more dire ones, but that was the most concrete one that they've been talking about. So basically, like, most of the Call of Duty channels are talking, like, we probably won't be on YouTube much longer. Like, anytime they've posted a video, like, be it talking about zombies, be it talking about, like that, the dash mechanics, like, they are getting significant losses in revenue. And, like, this was bound to happen. Like you kind of said, like, this is what happens to most advertising things.
Most things don't even get this far. Like, I've been thinking about this for years. Like, whenever I see another person say, like, "Oh, we're opening this network on YouTube," I just sit there and think, like, hire 4 engineers, hire 2 guys or 2 people, and just have them sit down and build you have a website, and have them build you a video player.
Yeah.
Because whenever you use a third party, you're splitting the money with them. You don't want that. and B, you're splitting the money with them. You don't want that. Like, YouTube controls all that stuff. So, and how long have we heard YouTubers talk about how shitty it is to deal with YouTube? Not just including this, but just anything. Years. They all stayed. They all threatened, I'm going to go to Vimeo. I'm going to go to Daily Vid?
Daily Motion.
Daily Motion, yeah.
Thank you. Yes, Daily Motion. I'm going to go. I'm going to escape. And they never do. And like, is this fair? Is this a little like overbearing? Sure, totally. But you're a YouTuber who makes money playing Call of Duty. Like, the other shoe was going to drop eventually.
Yeah.
Here it is. So it sucks, but
yeah, I think like my only concern with this is like, what is this going to do for like the YouTubers who do actually put in a lot of effort, who are actually like providing like news, like substantial news updates, and not just like these fluff videos. Like, here's my 10-minute video where I watched this trailer and I made 7 of these 10-minute videos about this 2-minute trailer where I just go on and on about how like maybe this will be the thing. Like, like.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but does YouTube have like a program like Twitch does, where Twitch says these are our partners, these are our special group of people who can sit in this lobby and drink water at E3?
I think it's just like when you have a certain amount of subscribers, they give you perks. I'm 90% sure that's how it works, because they have like the silver play buttons and stuff like that.
Yeah, I assume they just sent you that because you were sad and lonely on YouTube all the time. It sounds like they're going to have to do something like that, where you need to be over a certain level and have a certain amount of content, and then a physical human being, will contact you, talk with you, and look at your videos and determine whether or not you get a verified blue check mark next to your videos, and then you can get access to advertisers. Because that's exactly what Twitch does.
Yeah.
And I mean, the shoe's going to drop for Twitch one day. Like, don't get it twisted. One day that'll happen for Twitch, and I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet. But YouTube, like, this is a long time coming, and I feel sympathy and empathy for these people, but I also, I don't know why none of them saw this coming.
The Let's Play bubble
so pissed.
Was going to burst. It was going to burst this whole time. Like, when you look at like how many Call of Duty YouTubers are there that are like have over 1 million subs, you'd probably think only like 2 or 3, but then you go like, oh no, there's like 40 people like making a living off of just Call of Duty videos on YouTube. And this was going to happen. It's really continues to not be that surprising for me as the drum of capitalism marches on, that YouTube continues to make these bizarre decisions, and never properly test their tracking software. Like, I mean, Content ID, look at that. That's been a big part of like why YouTubers have wanted to leave. I'm sure they test it, but there's nothing like actual test. There's the actual load from real people is there. You can't simulate. Yeah, I guess it's more like impossible. There's never been like adjustments after. Like, it's just sort of like they launch it and they go, it's there, and like this feels like another thing where they're like they put out a tweet on the YouTube account that says like, hey, listen, like, we don't mean to censor the LGBT videos, but it just happens, and it's like.
This one at least has, like, I get where they're coming from. The other ones I never did. This one I look at and I go, yeah, Coke doesn't want their product on someone who says terrible, terrible things while killing Americans as a Nazi in World War II video games. Like, those are all red flags for Disney.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all want to go to Disney? By the way, Nazis. Like, that's not... They don't want that. So... this is the one time where I go, I understand YouTube from this. Usually I just shrug my shoulders at both of them and say, both of you are crazy people. But yeah, let's move on unless you got something else.
No, that's about it. It's like just a lot of people, like, they were saying like views are up, but their revenue just keeps going down ever since the demonetization changes. And like,
The big ones I see who complain about it, I just sit there and think, you have such a huge following.
Yep.
Why at any point
Yeah.
would you not make your own website, control your own advertising?
I know for some people it's that like that's a lot more work. And if you get
You're
in
on YouTube.
Yeah, but most of
Like-
them are part of a network like Machinima or something, and Machinima just handles everything for them. So I think what really has to happen here is one of those networks just says we're out like permanently. Like if Machinima,
Yeah.
as much as it seems like Machinima is gone, they are still very big for Call of Duty YouTubers, especially.
Yeah.
If Machinima just said we're not doing anything on YouTube anymore, YouTube would like have to rush to do something because that would be a big blow.
I don't know if it would be that big of a blow. YouTube's huge.
I think it would that would encourage more and more people to leave is the thing. And
Sure, yeah, but I think YouTube's gotten to the point where it's so synonymous with online video that it would take substantial hits over several years and then a competitor to dethrone them at this point. So, but let's move on. I'll do mine, and then Ryan, you can do yours after me.
Sure.
So better be ready.
I know it.
Oculus. You remember them?
Uh-huh.
They are shutting down one of their internal story team studios. After announcing that they're skipping E3, Oculus said that they are shutting down their internal studio, just simply named Oculus Story Studio. Really, really inventive name.
On the nose.
All these story people, but they couldn't think of a better name than that. This group was essentially making non-interactive virtual reality stories. I don't know if you guys watched like some of the coverage when Oculus launched last year, about a year ago, I guess. One of them was called Henry the Hedgehog.
yeah.
And you sat and watched Henry the Hedgehog. I think it was his birthday. Did he have a cake?
I think he had a cake.
Yeah, you just sat and watched, and it was I don't even think it was 360 degrees, but you sat and watched. It was 3D, and it was a little vignette. It was a little cartoon. I don't know what else they've made, but they are no more. Oculus or Facebook didn't really give a reason. They did emphasize that they are continually supporting external developers, that they're giving out $250 million, or I think they said last year they gave out $250. Anyways, they're giving out $250 million to external developers, third-party developers, and $50 million of that will go to what they called experimental. Let me make sure I get this quote right. Yeah, non-gaming experimental VR content.
Interesting.
Yeah. That's a lot of money, but I don't think that's enough money unless you gave it all to only a handful of developers. That's not enough money to make a game or experiment. That's enough money to keep the lights on for a couple months. So this to me is a very clear shifting of some priorities internally. After say maybe somebody who used to work there and head up Oculus maybe left because he was making bad personal investments. So yeah, this just seems like they don't see a monetary future in stuff that is just storytelling and virtual reality, which is a bummer. I think virtual reality is still so young and still so different that moving your bets around and not kind of putting your fingers in every pot is a bad idea.
Yeah.
And I personally don't want to see virtual reality be nothing but a video game thing.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I would like for me to use it for video games, but I'd like to use it for other things, and I want to be able to show like my girlfriend or my family, like, hey, look at this thing. It's not a video game. Don't worry, you don't have to control it, or just use this thing to control the menus. Like, it should have other uses. And maybe they cut this because I can't name of a single other thing that the studios put out. And both Oculus and Vive haven't exactly been tearing it up on the charts in terms of software. So maybe this just is business being business. But to do it within a year of launch, and it's not that long after maybe some things got reallocated internally, it's kind of a another little bummer coming out of Oculus. They've had a really shitty first year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's just them either. Like, obviously they are an exception, but a lot of VR studios, like, I mean, just thinking about, like, the Sony ones earlier this year, like, it feels like VR's coming and people make, like, oh, we're going to have the studio that does this, and we're going to have the studio that does that, and then we're going to have the studio that does this, and then the VR actually comes out, and they're like, actually, maybe we don't know what to do with these studios.
Yeah, what's weird is all three headsets have sold either what they expected or more. Like PSVR sold really well.
Yeah.
They did not expect it to sell as well as it did. So it just tells me that people are buying this thing, buying 1 or 2 games, and I don't even know what comes out for PSVR.
Yeah, that was what I was going to ask, because, like, I don't know what has come out. Like, I know, like, Resident Evil 7 was the big one, right?
Yeah.
And then there was some sort of Final Fantasy 15 thing. And other than that, I really don't know what else there is.
And I see VR games occasionally. I get emails for them, and I like that Rick and Morty thing just happened. I don't know if that's for everything. I don't know if that's for... And I could probably sit there and listen and look it up, but I don't have a headset, so I don't care that much. But like the only other PSVR game I can think of is Farpoint. And the only reason I can think of that is because I sat there and watched the damn fucking thing revealed when we thought it was Red Dead. Fucking Mike. That was a dumb thing. I don't think VR is dead, but it sure looks like maybe everyone thought it was more alive than it was.
Yeah.
About a year ago. So that kind of sucks, and maybe, hopefully they don't lay all those people off. They can just shuffle them in somewhere else, because I'm sure there are plenty of games they're making that could use a little bit of story. But let's move on to Ryan. What's your story?
You know what? Thank you for asking, Michael.
No problem. Tell me your entire life story.
Well, it all started when I was born. So anyway, hey.
Good start. That's a good starting point.
Yeah, Rose knows the answer to this question, but what is the best video game franchise with the words Kingdom in its title?
It's a trick question. There aren't any.
Are you sure?
Well, Michael,
Yes.
you don't love Kingdoms of Amalur? Reckoning?
I've never played it, though. Every time I see a copy of that game, I think about buying it.
Uh-huh.
Because it's like, oh, it's like that and X-Men Legends. Like, I want to own dead games.
Well, whatever answer you give me is wrong, because remember when that people talked about that whole possibly happening thing between Ubisoft and Nintendo, like Mario and Rabbids and all that?
Yeah, that rumor that totally would never happen.
No, yeah, of course not. Well, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Not only is it happening, but it's called Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. So,
Plus? Is it a physical... Is it a physical plus or the word plus?
well, let's see. In this article written by Scott, thank you, Scott, the title is Mario plus symbol Rabbids Kingdom Battle. So,
I hate it.
say goodbye to your Kingdom Hearts, say goodbye to your Kingdoms of Loathing, or whatever the kids are playing these days. It's...
Yep, Kingdoms of Loathing.
Yeah, that's what that game's called, right? It's time for a new kingdom to take the kingdom, and that's Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. So maybe you're wondering, how did this happen? Who let this pass? What loving god would let this occur? Well, in art assets provided to Kotaku, they kind of confirmed the existence of the rumor. According to what we know, it's going to be an RPG that will feature turn-based combat and 2-player local co-op. So I'll read this quote direct from Scott's article because I don't quite know how to parse it. I quote, "It's also shooting for a wacky sense of humor with artwork of the Mario characters finally holding guns like fans have wanted them to for years now and shooting things with lasers."
What?
I
mean, you know what? I would love to see Yoshi packing fucking heat.
Yeah, just fucking G.I. Joe Mario shooting blue lasers everywhere.
I want them to shoot the rabbits is the thing. Like, if that's the case, like, I'm all for it. Like,
maybe it'll be like the midpoint heel turn. Like the Mario characters just get sick of their shit and like turn on the Rabbids. But that's going to be the sequel, Mario vs. Rabbids: Dawn of Justice. But anyway,
shit.
So far, the 8 main playable characters are Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, Peach, and 4 Rabbids dressed up like the aforementioned 4 Mario characters.
What?
So, I'm wondering, are they even bothering to give these Rabbids like their own personalities, or are they just Rabbids with Mario clothes on?
Well, so
what if they're Rabbids pretending to be, so they're like, they're being Rabbids, like they're being crazy and goofy, but they're like halfway pretending to be Mario?
Uh-huh.
And then that way they have their own individual personalities, but they still keep the manic nature of the rabbit.
Manic nature of the rabbit.
Maybe.
Thank you, I'm a poet.
Maybe the whole point of this game is that the 4 Rabbids were dressed up as these characters at like a birthday party, and then like Reggie saw them, and he's like, "Oh, that's copyright infringement, but I don't want to talk to these Rabbids." And they like send Mario, Luigi, Yoshi, and Peach into the Rabbids world, Tron style, to like smack down the cease and desist on the Rabbids for using Nintendo's intellectual property. If you want to know more about the game itself for whatever reason, the development is being handled by Ubisoft with their in-house engine Snowdrop. Rumors are speculating that there will be a release date between August and September, so it's pretty likely that we're going to see Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle at E3 this year.
Big reveal.
Yeah, I can't think of anything I'd like to see less than someone waddling up on the stage in a rabbit costume that is in a Mario costume. So that's going to be a sight for the ages, I can tell you right now.
So this will be a good transition to questions, because I have a question for both of you. What if Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Catastrophe. What is it called?
Kingdom Battle.
Kingdom Battle.
But close enough.
Oh, cool. I already thought of a better name. Great. Kingdom Catastrophe. What if this game is good?
No.
What if you...
Don't insult me. Hold on. Let me lay this out. Mario RPGs are usually good.
It's been a hot minute since
I'm gonna stop you right there. Assuming that Mario RPGs are normally good, you're ignoring the fact that this is being developed by Ubisoft.
So let's say it's developed by Ubisoft, who, even though the South Park games are pieces of trash because they're written by South Park people, their ideas aren't that bad.
They didn't make those
gameplay.
though. That was Obsidian.
Damn you.
Yeah, and Obsidian has a pretty good track record. I mean, they made that.
Really?
Hey, listen here, fuck munch. Obsidian made Fallout New Vegas, and I'm going to take you to task on that one.
Okay, first of all, calm down. I meant, really, did Obsidian make those South Park games?
They made the first one, and they didn't make the second one.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry.
Down a notch. Holy shit.
I'm sorry. I'll stop.
Heaven forbid I say Obsidian's just okay. Fucking hell. They didn't make the second South Park game?
No, they're not making it. Because I forgot that game hasn't come out yet still.
Yeah, it has.
No, it hasn't.
Nope.
Hold on.
I just saw a thing on Twitter the other day to pre-order the collector's edition because John said that he'd rather pre-order a fart, and that's the only reason why I remember it.
Wow, yeah, they delayed it and never gave it an announced date. Weird. I don't know. I don't want to shut down like the Mario Rabbids thing instantly, because the Rabbids, like, they're not great, but their games aren't trash. They aren't abhorrent. Like, they're just a little annoying.
They're the minions.
And some of those games, yeah, no, minions are worse. At least the Rabbids aren't over everything. I don't turn around and see a fucking rabbit. I just see minions everywhere I go.
If Ubisoft had their way, they would be.
Oh yeah, they made that television show with rabbits in it.
They sure did.
But yeah, I don't know. I could see this being really good because there's a lot of neat things you can do with this. In Mario, like, Nintendo tends to lend Mario out, and when he does like off-color things that Mario does, like, that aren't platforming, going left or right, it tends to be really good.
Sure, yeah.
So maybe this could be really good.
Yeah.
Maybe this actually could be good. I wasn't surprised that there were so many like reactions of going like, no, really, this is real. I was surprised how negative everybody was of like, oh, I would never play this. I'm like, what if it's good?
Yeah.
Like, who fucking... Like, oh my god, I would never touch a rabbit. Like, what?
So, I think the biggest problem is, like, you look at how people have... Like you had said, Mario RPGs are generally good. I think a lot of the problem and the backlash is because Nintendo has been consistently messing up those Mario RPGs. And, like, couple that with Nintendo saying they won't make a Metroid game, they won't make all these other games, and then like they're like, oh, but the Rabbids Mario game, go for it.
I mean, that's because people look at Nintendo and don't think like a business would. Nintendo's thinking like a business. What makes sense to take your biggest, most recognizable
with
star?
Rabbids, you know, the biggest hit of 2010.
Rabbids sell well with kids.
Do they still, though? That's my question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rabbids games still sell okay. I mean, I don't know when the last one was.
Yeah, I was
going to
say, when was the last
well.
one, though? It's like,
and
that's
the ones
what
on the Wii, which is probably where this relationship began, sold pretty well. So you take all the development costs, you shove it at Ubisoft and say, hey, have fun. You get say over the final product because it's your big star Mario. And if it goes bad, you just shrug your shoulders and say, at least we didn't spend all that money on it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, when people complain like, oh, there hasn't been a new Metroid, it's like, because Mario is known the world over. Kids didn't grow up playing Metroid games every year. Not every kid played Metroid.
Yeah.
So, but every kid has played and touched and thought about Mario. Every kid has touched Mario, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, let's roll that one back a bit, Michael, I think.
No, let's keep going. Let's move on to questions. You can send questions that sound like these questions into our question spots that are like there's the email question spot, which is podcast@videogamechoochoo.com. There's the Tumblr question spot, which is videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask. And that's it. There's only 2 question spots.
I was thinking they're like the question spots from that episode of The Simpsons with the baseball game where he falls into the question mark spot or whatever, and he just keeps falling.
Is that where they get trapped on the island and then the boar licks all the rocks, so they lick all the rocks and they get rescued by Mo?
That's the sequel episode.
Oh, right. Sorry. I got them mixed up. First question comes in from Anonymous. They ask, hi, Chooch, I have a problem. I'm a massive baby. About anything vaguely spooky and that stopped me from playing games that I'm told are really good because they have horror elements that my anxiety-ridden ass cannot handle. Mm-hmm. Do you have any suggestions about how I might conquer my fears and maybe build up a tolerance to horror? I'm glad that this question didn't stop at, hey, I have a problem, I'm a massive baby.
Yeah.
I'm huge. I'm like that third Honey, I Shrunk the Kid movie.
It's
the Big Boss Baby. Yeah.
I hate that you both made that reference. My only suggestion, because I have the same problem. I really don't like scary things. I don't like when it's in a video game. My anxiety overtakes me. Whereas a movie, it just keeps going. I can't stop it. Mm-hmm. So a good like starter game would be something like Gone Home, because that game does not have a horror element to it. Yeah, there's nothing that has come. It is not like Alien Isolation where you need to look out constantly. Oh God, I'm going to die. Mm-hmm. That game builds an atmosphere very well, so you can tell yourself over and over, nothing is here. This will not hurt me. Like nothing's gonna scare me. But you can still let the game kind of bring you in a bit. Knowing that you won't be scared, but it's a good kind of soft start into scary video games.
Yeah.
And a lot of video games, correct me if I'm wrong, other than maybe Resident Evil, a lot of like maybe Silent Hill games don't have things that pop out, correct?
For the most part.
Yeah, Silent Hill is more atmospheric for the most part.
It does have a couple, but usually they're more like you think something's going to jump out and it doesn't. Like it sets itself up that it's going to be that way, but
okay. And then my only other suggestion is play something older. Mm-hmm. and then that way it looks like junk, and then you're like, oh, the dog that's jumping through this window in Resident Evil is 3 polygons. So you might get scared, but you're like, what is this thing?
Yeah.
That's all I got.
My suggestion is to do the contrary of what most people probably do when they play horror games, and just play it during either the day or with lights on, straight up. Like, just do it. Like, you don't have to go for the mood, especially if you feel like you'll be very affected by it.
I'll piggyback off what Rose just said and say that, playing it during the day, this sounds like a really weird tip, but if your gaming stuff is near a window, then just leave the window open. Like, fresh air helps playing games, and I feel like both during the day, letting light in, and with the window open where you can kind of hear the hear the outside world, kind of helps not get so immersed in it, I suppose. But sorry, Rose, you were gonna say something, so I'll pass it back to you.
Oh no, it's fine. I was just gonna say kind of to work off of a sort of suggestion Michael had, Resident Evil. Games like that, Resident Evil, or even I'd say Bloodborne, if you feel like it. Mm-hmm. These are games with horror atmospheres that are not actually scary, but they have the similar atmosphere, kind of like Gone Home. But you have action against it, so you can actually get more comfortable with scary situations in those games where you have weapons and means to deal with them.
Yeah.
And then if you feel like you are able to play a game where perhaps they give you less control over dealing with the scary things, you will be more comfortable with the environments and stuff like that it won't affect you as much.
Yeah.
And before we move on, one last thing is playing with someone or with a podcast or TV going. That'll help. I have played games where I'm not focusing on them at all, and I have a podcast playing or a YouTube video playing, and it takes something away from the game. And that'd be a great way of it's a great way to pass mundane games by, but it might be a way to take the edge off some horror games.
Yeah.
So I will do none of these things and just continue not to play horror or scary things.
Yeah, I do have a couple things I want to add really quick. I agree with what Rose said about easing yourself into it with stuff that has kind of horror elements but aren't exactly horror games. Rose, you mentioned Resident Evil, and Resident Evil 4 is kind of the gold standard of that.
Yeah. Because
that game has a lot of horror elements to it, but it's very much a cheesy 80s zombie action kind of film type thing. I would say also the first BioShock, even though in some places it is kind of explicitly horror, but not entirely. Maybe stuff I don't know, I was going to say Binding of Isaac, that just kind of has gross art direction. I don't really think that would count as horror at all, though. So, I don't know.
I would think the first BioShock is scarier, especially if you have a sensitivity to that stuff.
Yeah.
That's pretty scary.
Yeah.
There are parts, I remember trying to replay it, and there's a part early on where you are in a spotlight and everything is dark.
Oh, yeah.
And all those whatever minions start coming at you one by one. That is not fun.
No, yeah.
That is not good for anxiety.
That's why that's why as soon as I said that, I was like, oh, maybe not, because I played that game for the first time when I was 14 or 15, and I was fucking terrified through the first bit and the Sandra Cohen part. Yeah. So
we need to move on.
I was just going to say that objectivism is terrifying to me.
Yeah.
Anonymous asks, after everything with Yooka-Laylee, is there any way to make collection-based platformers good?
Yes.
Yeah. But the Yooka-Laylee's, I haven't played it, so I don't know for sure. But Yooka-Laylee's problem, from what I read in the review that we put up, had nothing to do with, the developer didn't go out of their way to try to make a modern or updated platformer that collectathon. They made what you remember. It was your nostalgia. They just remade that game. They just changed everything, and they changed all the art.
So yeah, I've actually played it, and I was gonna say that they can make a good one because they almost made a good one. The problem is they got caught up not trying to recapture what made those games good. Kind of like what you were saying, the nostalgia of it. They were trying to recapture nostalgia not just for collectathons, but for the entirety of the Nintendo 64 era.
Yeah.
That's why you have like the kart racing games and all these stuff that like feel like they're out of Kirby 64 or Mario Party and stuff like that. Like they started to make a 3D platformer collectathon game, and then they were like, oh, but wait, it's also like, you remember back then games had these too, and that's where it falls apart.
Yeah, and culture has that problem. Like 5 years ago, everything that was being remade and brought new was from the 80s. Now it's all 90s stuff. In 10 years, it'll be all stuff from the 2000s. Like, yeah. It's just how it works. And this is a symptom of it. And what they should have done is they should have sat down and made something different. But it was a Kickstarter. They had to fulfill their promises. And from what I remember of that first Kickstarter, they kind of did. So, Yooka-Laylee is a weird example of trying to update that stuff, because they didn't try to update anything. They just tried to sell you your memories, and for the people who backed it, it worked.
Mighty Number 9 is a better example, I think, because they were like, this is the new Mega Man. You want a new Mega Man game? Like, that'll be like for the current generation, here it is. And then it's not even like the old ones. Yeah.
That's a problem of updating genres. It's difficult. Like, there's a reason genres come in vogue and then leave, and then change quickly. As systems update, as technology updates, different genres, some of them become easier to make. So, in the 64 era, making a platformer with heavy fog so you don't see that far was the thing to do, because we were first exploring like 3D, but first-person shooters sucked because all the fucking controllers were garbage. And then after a couple years or a couple console eras, so suddenly it's nothing but first-person shooters because everyone knows how to make that. And then whatever the next genre comes to be, like, we will look back and go like, remember when they made Call of Duties all the time? That sucked. So it's how it happens. Maybe one day someone will update the platformer and add a bunch of collectibles to it, but for now it's all Yooka-Laylees. Shoeless writes in and asks, what if Star Wars was real?
Damn.
What if Star Wars was real?
It's real to me, damn it.
Same.
My Star Wars obsession has continued to deepen.
I saw your Steam tweet the other day.
So remember how I tweeted out, they have a Star Wars sale going on. I don't know if it'll still be going on. I think it runs until tomorrow if this comes out on Sunday. Mm-hmm. You can go on Steam right now, and the majority, not all, that Star Wars collection does not contain all the Star Wars games that are on Steam, by the way. Shaking my head back and forth. Mm-hmm. Most of the games that are Star Wars are on Steam are on sale. I think all of them are on sale. And there's the Star Wars collection. And I own almost all of them already. In a very dark twist of fate. And I actually bought one earlier today for 74 cents. Nice. So that's one more in the bucket.
Nice.
A lot of them aren't worth buying, but hey, you know what? I like Star Wars, so
I feel that.
Mm-hmm. The obsession doesn't stop. Buying a new Star Wars book on Sunday, and it won't stop. It's going. Anonymous writes in and asks, if you had to choose one game that represented your very essence, what would it be?
Ooh. This is
pretty much any game that looks like or plays like Factorio. Mm-hmm. But not run it, but like not when it's all running really well. Like when you're panicking and like destroying parts of it, rebuilding other parts. That's me. That's my essence. Yeah. Constantly.
For me, it's almost hands down, no contest. It's got to be Deadly Premonition. Like,
yeah, that's actually pretty good.
You play that game, it's like looking into a window into my soul. The fucking Resident Evil 4 ripoff controls, the Twin Peaks ripoff plot line, the weird shit in that game where you can't decide how much of it is like intentionally bad and how much of it is like unintentionally bad, the sense of humor, the quoting, talking about movies to himself, like just all of it. It's just all me, like just laid bare onto a game disc. So
if you go into the bathroom in that game and look in the mirror, it's just a picture of Ryan.
Yeah, just the low-res JPEG of my face.
Shirtless. Standing there. It's like that picture of Alex Jones when he's shirtless.
No, just that. I wish I was as ripped as Alex Jones.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, I wish you were as hairy. It's like, that's a weird thing to wish.
No.
Why would you, that's the thing you jump to. You're like, oh yeah, that's what
Definitely
someone
not.
be wanting
God,
to be
I
like.
wish I had fur like that. Rose, what games do you since? Is it Final Fantasy 14? Is it just that?
No, I was thinking of that, but I think really I'm just gonna say Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance.
Oh,
because
fuck yeah. Good answer.
I am all like platinum game style combat all the time. Like that is what I look for in every form of media. And also it's a bunch of like bullshit intellectual discussion that isn't actually intellectual and it just sounds like it is, and it's a bunch of bullshit, and that's what I am all about. Also, there's like sexy robots in it. So,
yeah.
yeah.
All right, one more question. You can send questions that sound like these and ask us deep philosophical questions like is Star Wars real to podcast@videogamechoochoo.com, or you can go over to videogamechoochoo.tumblr.com/ask and send them in there. Or if you don't put in the ask, that's just our Tumblr. You can follow that. You get all kinds of things like news, reviews, podcasts like this one, like the words that are coming out, they're tickling your eardrums. This is on that Tumblr feed. Or if you don't like Tumblr, for the various numerous reasons not to like Tumblr, you can go over to a good social media like Twitter. And you can follow us at VGCC. That's just the letter V, the letter G, and then the letters choo choo. And we tweet all kinds of things that are just complete nonsense.
Yep.
Or if you like chatting, do you like video games? Do you like chatting about video games? What about wrestling? Well, you can go over to gamezone.zone, which is our Discord channel. You can come hang out, talk about things, play Heroes of the Storm, yell at Scott, all the things that we do at videogamechoochoo.com. Or if you really like us, you can subscribe to us on not YouTube. Well, you can do that. That's also Video Game Choo Choo. Or you can subscribe to us on iTunes. You can leave us reviews. You can add us on Twitter and say, hey, good job. And then take a picture of, do you have a cat? Take a picture of your cat. I like kitties. And our final question comes in from Anonymous. And all they say is, did you know that when it snows, my eyes become large and the light that you shine can be seen?
That's
I don't know.
heartwarming.
I don't know what that's a reference to, but okay.
It's Kiss by a Rose by Seal.
Sorry, what?
What are you talking about?
What did you just say? Kissed by a rose just then?
Kiss from I was verklempt from your non-recognition of Kiss from a Rose by Seal.
You mean like kissed by a rose, like Chris O'Donnell, who was in the film Batman and Robin, right?
Are you? Because Kiss from a Rose is, I believe, from Batman Returns.
It sure is.
I thought it was from.
Did you
I
just
thought it was from the third one.
Wait, it's from Batman
No,
Forever.
okay.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
Who?
Because
Yeah.
it's not. I knew it wasn't from Batman and Robin, but I needed to connect it somehow. So let me live.
I wasn't sure you were like actually. I didn't know you knew that, so I thought you accidentally walked into that connection.
No.
And a part of my soul was like completed of like, oh, someone has become complete and will now know that Kiss from a Rose by Seal is truly the greatest song ever.
Sure.
Ever.
Ever.
And that's it. That's all we got. We're done.
Yep, that's about right.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening. Thanks for coming on by, stopping by. Thanks for taking your shoes off. We really appreciate it. It's new carpet. Otherwise, we'd have to like vacuum and all this other stuff. And thanks for all the pictures of your kittens. If you don't send me a picture of your kitten, I'll weep uncontrollably.
You heard it,
See you
folks.
guys next week. Yep. Bye-bye.